Today, we're looking at a piece on Navitas Semiconductor.
Right, it analyzes that big plus 12% after-hour surge in NVTS and builds a case for a short squeeze based on some pretty solid fundamentals.
It does. The research is deep, no question. You see figures like the 0.02 debt to equity, the cash on hand. It's strong. But that strength runs right into a stylistic problem.
The highly charged, speculative tone in the title and the opening creates a jarring dissonance with the very precise, sophisticated financial metrics that follow.
I see what they were going for, trying to grab your attention.
Of course.
But the headline reads, NVTS explodes, plus 12% after hours. Rocket!
Right, with the rocket emoji and all that, it just screams hype. And the weakness is that you go from the rockets, straight into a really deep fundamental analysis. You're talking about a price to book of 4.5x, $56 million in revenue.
And specific analyst targets down to the cent.
Exactly. This kind of mixed voice, it just weakens the credibility. I mean, who are you talking to? Is it the high-frequency trader or the serious fundamental investor?
That's the key question. And I think if you're aiming for the serious money, the sophisticated reader, that sensationalism might actually turn them off before they even get to the good stuff.
So the suggestion is really clear here. You have to decide on the audience and then stick to it. Strictly.
And if the goal is that serious analysis, which the data supports, then the sensationalism has to go.
So for example, instead of that headline, you could try something like NVTS jumps plus 12.31% after hours. Fundamentals suggest short squeeze potential. It's professional, it's precise.
And you'd also want to change language like smash through the price target. Maybe something more objective like surpassed or closed above.
Okay, so let's say we polish that tone. The piece still needs to feel complete. Right now, that bullishness seems to be making it overlook a huge part of the story.
Let's talk about that short squeeze trigger.
The piece makes a very strong case for the squeeze potential by highlighting that huge 29.22% short interest. That number definitely grabs you.
It's a fascinating number. But if almost a third of the float is betting against you, you have to ask why. You can't just ignore it.
Which leads to the second point. The analysis is heavily directional. It's all bullish, and it completely overlooks the need to explore the counter thesis that's implied by that huge short interest.
Right. The weakness is that the material presents the short interest figure only as, fuel for a squeeze. It doesn't ask the crucial question, why have so many professional investors taken such a big position against Navitas?
And without that, the whole bullish case can feel a little bit, incomplete, maybe even naive.
So the suggestion for improvement is to actually bring those potential risks into the article. You can introduce them, even if it's just to immediately rebut them with the great data you've already gathered.
That's a great technique. It makes the argument so much stronger.
It really does. So, for example, right before you conclude with that high analyst target of $13, you could introduce a challenge.
You could write something like, I wonder, though, if we've considered the risk that short sellers are focused on the relatively high price-to-book ratio of 4.5x.
Exactly. You pose the question, and then you immediately pivot and use your own data to answer it.
You'd follow up with something like, however, this valuation is justified by the company's leadership in GaN technology for AI data centers.
And the Fortress balance sheet holding $150 million in cash. See, you've now acknowledged the risk and neutralized it.
Shows confidence.
That single shift from just ignoring the short sellers to actively using their logic as a foil, that's what can elevate a piece from good to great.
It shows maturity in the analysis, complete confidence in the research.
Strengthen the argument by constructively addressing why those short sellers are there in the first place. Use their own arguments against them. The foundation you have here is clearly very strong.
Make those revisions and send the material back to us.
We look forward to seeing the next draft.